Boston's North End has a history as colorful as any neighborhood in the city. And no one tells it more colorfully than longtime residents Joe Testa and Richie Spagnolo, host of the YouTube series My North End.
Next on My North End.
Whether it's a question about an obscure landmark,
we're here at Boston Stone. This stone here is to show the exact center of the city of Boston.
or rumors of one North End basement's famous inhabitant.
Supposedly, through the years, what the talk of the town was that Paul Revere was down here forging his silver.
There's nothing they won't debate.
Is it cannoli or canolo?
Cannolo.
Cannoli.
In Italy, cannolo is one.
Cannolo.
Not cannoli.
Learn something new.
If the series appeals to Chronicle fans, perhaps it's because its creator is retired Chronicle editor and videographer Gino Moro.
My mother grew up on Clark Street. My uncle had a grocery store on Hanover Street. So as a kid, I spent a lot of time on these streets, walking around, hearing these amazing stories. Once I retired, I felt like I wanted to tell those stories. And then when I met Richie and Joe, I knew it could not fail.
Keep watching My North End on YouTube.
And don't forget Chronicle.
But not every North End story has a happy ending.
The FBI called it the perfect crime, nearly $3 million in cash and securities.
That was January 17th, 1950, a night Joe Testa remembers well.
I lived right down there.
Currently a parking garage, in the 50s this building was a local headquarters for the Brinks Company.
This door here had the emblem of the Brinks.
Like their familiar armored trucks, Brinks' warehouse on Prince Street in Boston was impregnable.
Testa recalls things differently.
We used to run in and out of here, go up the stairs. None of the metal doors were locked. And we used to go in the room there and watch the guys counting money and everything. For some reason, they never locked the doors.
At first, the guards thought it was a gag, a bunch of kids wearing Halloween masks. Then they saw the guns.
The heist was, at the time, the biggest in U.S. history and went unsolved for nearly 6 years.
And that ended our career of going here to the playground.
Few images are as iconic locally as the swan boats in America's first public garden. But you may be hard-pressed to find anyone who knows the history of this Japanese lantern. Its hidden history is closely linked to an oft-overlooked part of Salem history. Karina Corrigan is a curator at Salem's Peabody Essex Museum.
In the late 18th and early 19th century, this was a major global port and the wealthiest city per capita in America. And all of that was due to global trade. A lot of that trade was to Asia.
In 1853, Commodore Matthew Perry would forcibly open Japanese trade, greatly increasing access to items from Japan and American demand for them. Enter an ambitious immigrant, Japanese-born Bunkyo Matsuki.
He knew that Boston and the North Shore were really a center for interest in Japan and collections of Japanese art. So he very quickly came to Boston.
In Salem, he befriended Peabody Essex Museum director Edward Sylvester Morse.
Morse was delighted to have Bunkyo Matsuki here because he himself could not read Japanese, and he wanted Matsuki to help him translate the marks on his own collections of Japanese ceramics.
Matsuki found near immediate success as an importer of Japanese art and built a home for himself here in Salem. 120 years later, the home is still a treasure trove of Japanese artifacts.
We know he brought initially 15 crates of things for the house from Japan. All of this carving was done in Japan. Here you see wonderful things on the stairs. They're upstairs on every door. There is beautiful Japanese carving made very specifically for these locations. There's this wonderful, very large, almost 5-foot medallion in the ceiling of the living room that is hundreds of years old. But the whole design of the house is this wonderful combination of a 19th century American house and a traditional Japanese house.
But Matsuki's most memorable import doesn't live in this house. It's this Japanese lamp, which he gifted to the city of Boston.
I would say that the craze for all things Japanese has never died.
Salem has some of the oldest imported works from Japan because at one point the Dutch monopolized trade with the country. When the Dutch couldn't make the trip because of the Napoleonic Wars, they hired vessels, including 2 from Salem, to make the journey under the Dutch flag. Salem sailors returned with many items, including some that ended up at the Peabody Essex Museum. Still ahead, Ted on changes in baseball history.